What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, and welcome to Lactic Acid, but we are in a new capacity. I haven't decided if I'm going to take the time to put this on Apple, Spotify, all that fun stuff. Probably will. You might get it later in the week, and if I do, or when I do, I'll be sure to post it. But this is exclusive edition I'm calling Advanced Topics in Track and Field. On the other end, I got my boy, the busiest man in track and field, who's holding it down in the great state of Texas, helping the young athlete's dream come true while making fire content. Matthew Parker, brother man, what's going on? Thank you for taking time out of your busy life to talk some track and field with me. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, fresh from practice. I got my whistle. I got my hat on. I'm ready to go.
He's ready to go. Matt is one of the experts. He has a great intel of knowledge from competing, from coaching, and then on the content side. And you can catch this episode on YouTube, Lactic Acid Podcast, or Lactic Acid with Dom Smith. And then Matthew, I'm going to send you this file and you can catch it on his page. Go ahead and shout it out for me, brother.
Hey, yes, sir. MJPTV0 on Instagram. I'll probably post something in the YouTube community page too, MJPTV. Hey, let's get popping.
It's going to be on there exclusively, specifically for the next 48 hours. And then you can catch us both on Fan Hub TF. This is kind of what is funding this specific episode. It's definitely one you do not want to miss. And so let's get into it. Dog, it was a crazy weekend out there. Just even going through the results, I was trying to look at the high school stuff, but then all of a sudden my phone is popping off because Elaine Thompson, pops a 1089 when aided, to get things going.
Season opener. Oh my
Season opener. Like what in the world? That is just insane. And then you got Fred Curley and Michael Norman, duking it out. You got Michael Williams, God bless his heart. Let me tell you something. This win is coming for people this season. Like there have been so many good times that are win aided. I looked at
it'll be like 2.5 or like a 2.3. Or Bermuda was bad. Bermuda was really bad. It was like minus 3.4.
Minus 5.7 for one of those events. I was like, what are you running? But who's
in a hurricane?
In the middle of the doggone ocean, you decide to have a meet. Like
as a storm is approaching.
You got a cold front coming through. Anyway.
It was it. Hey, I know the athletes had fun out there in Bermuda. I seen the party videos. They had a good time.
They had a good time because they weren't popping off on the track, but just that wind was not playing. And then you got young guys, Arian, Knighton, Noah Lyles. We were looking forward to that matchup. Knighton took that one. I feel like I'm missing so many great ones. Allison Felix stepped foot on the track with the 4x4. I forgot. The 4x4 she ran. And then the Tom Jones meet. Like, look at all the things that just kind of happened there. Over at the University of Florida, Matthew Bowling broke 10, man.
998 legal. So now all the hype, I feel like, because he ran 9.9 in high school, but that was he had a hurricane behind him. Now he's running 9.9 just on his own. So happy to see that. I think he's good for the sport. Really, I'm not sure if he'll make a world's team this year, but I want to see him do well at nationals. That will be his calling card.
Let's start with college, because college has been popping off this year. And so I want to start with bowling. I was happy for him that he broke 10. In my opinion, man, I think he's doing too many events. I really do. And I don't want to say it's stunning his growth, but when it comes to what he could be winning, I mean, we saw it in indoor. It seems like he kind of ran out of gas, but 998, listen, he keeps improving on that. I think the 100 and the long jump are like specifically, I think the long jump, if he wants to get on that world team, I think he needs to solely focus on the long jump. Obviously, you're going to help your team out, run the events, but I think his ceiling is at the long jump, and I still think he could be a hell of a 400 runner, man.
Yeah, man, he's been running 400 since he was in high school. He split 44 at the state meet as a senior. So crazy. We know he's capable of that, but you see this now, our traditional 400 guys, they'll like run the 400 for a year, and you see that precedent was really set with Mike Norman, Fred Curley, where they're technically, like Matthew Bolden started out as a 400 guy here in Texas.
Yeah.
You build yourself up, you have a good speed reserve, and then you transition down to the lower sprint events. And that always translates back up to your 400 because speed kills. So I think for Bowling, his focus should be nationals, because I think really competing on the international stage is going to be difficult because his coaches are going to peak him for nationals in June. So to come back a month later, after having to load his muscles again and unload to peak, that might be too much to ask. And I completely agree with your point where he's being almost, spread out a little bit too thin, but that's in an effort to win a national championship. So that's why I say, okay, if you're going to do all these events, don't even worry about the world championships. Take your rest time, take like a month and a half, don't compete. You can still do some light stuff, but really focus in on being the best collegiate. And then maybe your senior year, focus on that. But who am I to stop? Like, if you have an opportunity to make a world's team, no one's going to pass that up. So I think that's what would be best, but I highly doubt that would happen.
I think the fact that Worlds is in Eugene is tempting. Like, if I was a college athlete throwing, that's tempting. Like, you take away the element of travel, your family can be there. It's something he's going to be familiar with it because NCAAs, are just
there.
It's right there. USA
you can literally just stay in Eugene for an entire month and train.
Yep, literally from NCAAs. As soon as you get done, take some time off, like you said, in Oregon, in Eugene, and then USA's is a week or two, a couple weeks away, and then a few weeks after that, or even less than that, a world. So you're right there. I think that's tempting. I agree with everything you said, but with it being in Eugene, in that new stadium, you and I were there. That stadium is especially. Magical. Is incredible, man.
They added another screen in, that back area with the ramp and everything.
They put the Jumbotron. They put more effort into that than they do the football team. And it's not like they have a crappy football team.
Hey, they know who the number one sports program is in Oregon. It's the track team.
Oh man. And we can get to that, but that is something I'll be interested in watching. Because that's tempting, and that's tempting for a lot of college athletes, especially you're competing indoor, outdoor, and you're doing all these events, you're putting strains on different muscles. I don't know, man. I don't know how much you'll have to give, but I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the issue with college, and not the issue is just your coach does not get paid if you make a world's team. Your coach does not get paid if you make an Olympic team. Your college coach gets paid for conference, regionals, and nationals.
Exactly.
They are never going to prioritize sending you to worlds or to, the Olympics over winning an NCAA title, because that's literally taking money out of their pocket, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm going to let this, we're just going to train through NCAAs and then we'll peak for worlds. Okay, you're going to show up at NCAAs and get 4th or 5th. And then your AD is going to be like, what's going on? We're supposed to win this year. What has happened? Well, I'm getting the kids ready for Worlds. Nah, that's not how this thing works. So it's very difficult. That's why we saw Noah Williams and even, one of our best 400 meter runners, Randolph Ross. He got to the Olympics, cooked running 46s, and he's a 43 guy. Noah Williams didn't even make the team. Noah Williams even got burnt out. Probably, I would say, prelims of the 400 at NCAAs last year. It's hard to come back from that, because to reload the body and put stress on it and unload again, it's going to be too much in that short period of time. You need more time to stretch that out in order to get the full benefits. And I don't think a month is enough time to do that. We'll see. Fast people run fast, so it's possible, but I highly doubt we get collegiates.
But you see it every year. You remember 2017, Fred Curley? That incredible season.
Christian Coleman 2017.
Got to London, and Christian Coleman could not finish a race to save his life because he was just tired. I remember Otto Bolden, mentioned that he needs to go back and rest. Like his front, like the first part of the race, the first 60, he's out of there, but then he wears down. I hate to bring it up, but he did. I've never seen anyone get walked down like that on the professional level. That's not by Usain Bolt, but he got walked down by Mitchell Blake. Yeah. In London, he was tired. Fred Curley, for whatever reason, they put him at the anchor leg in the 4x4. I'm like, that dude is tired. He was running 45s. Fred Curley was dropping 43.7 throughout the year. And to your point, it does not make sense. But let's stick to the college. Let's stick to college real quick. What has impressed you most in this collegiate season?
Abby Steiner, easy.
Dog.
That girl, when you run, I think she went 22-3 or 4 in a headwind. Bro, talk about strength, cutting through wind like a hot knife through butter. It's like, y'all ain't beating her. Favero Philly might have just broken the record. Oh yeah, that'll be broken. Next time Abby runs the 200. I don't even think she'll probably run the 200 again, maybe until conference. Because the coach is like, hey, you already showed us what you can do. Just bring the car in the garage, have her run a 4x1, have her run a 4x4, but you're not going to unleash that beast again until SECs. So
it is. What do you think her ceiling is? For this season?
She's one of those. I think she can actually make a world's team because that 10-9 you saw. She has a whole nother gear she shifted into. Micaiah Briscoe is our silver medalist for the USA in the 60 meters, and she got walked down. And Micaiah Briscoe is a G, and she got dog walked.
She did.
So I think for Abby, and people say her start's not the best. I mean, as long as she builds momentum efficiently, it doesn't matter if, she's, middle of the road start-wise. Because that top end acceleration makes up for everything. So I definitely think Abby Steiner, her ceiling in the 100 is going to be, I would say, maybe a 10-7-9, 10-8, 10-8-1.
That's what I was thinking.
Because I don't think she has the 10-5 in her yet. That's like Elaine Thompson level. She's not there yet. She's not a grown woman yet. But 10-7 can definitely happen. If she puts all the pieces together, if she just gets better at her start, she doesn't even have to be a great starter. Just improve her start throughout the season, build more momentum. That 10-7 will happen. And then for the 200, that world record, man, it might actually fall this year. It might not be her.
Oh, I was about to say.
It might not be her, but she's gonna. I'll say this: Abby Steiner will be top 10 all time in the 200 at the end of the season. Make that top 7. She'll be top 7 in the 200 all time.
Wow.
But it won't happen at Worlds. It'll happen at NCAAs.
Wow.
Top 7 all time.
7. Okay. Listen, from what I've seen, as long as I can't refute that. I mean, I can't. But with the way the women's team, okay. Who finishes with a better time this year? Her or Gabby Thomas?
Oh, Gabby Thomas.
So I think, listen, I'm just saying, I think either, I don't know which one, but I think either the 1 or the 2, the women's 1 or 2 goes down this year. I don't know which one.
It's the 2. It's the women's 200.
Listen, you and I sat at that stadium and watched Elaine Thompson drop a 10-5 like somebody owed her some money. I don't know. I think she can drop a 10-45. You opened at 10-8. No, 10-8. Didn't even run in the finals. That was just the prelims. 10.
Mm-hmm. She said, I'm going to burn out one time and I'll see y'all. I'm hitting the gate, catching my flight. And what's even more impressive about this is after leaving her coach, Stephen Francis, at the MVP track club in Jamaica, where she's internalized the training so much where she's like, I ain't got to pay you no more. I know what I'm doing. So that's a whole nother level of athlete where essentially her and her husband, coach athlete team, and she's coaching herself along with her husband. and she's getting these results. I understand she's one of the most talented sprinters ever, but to still be at this level and her technique still looks great, you know, is a testament to Coach Francis, first of all, because one of the things I found as a coach, when your athletes don't need you anymore, you've done a great job. You've done an excellent job. Because there can be meets where I can go and shoot a video or record a video. Some of my elite kids, they don't need me because I've already trained them to the point where they know everything they need to work on. They can look at their own videos and say, I need to fix this. My angle's a little off here, bust behind. They can do all that on their own. So I think it's a testament to Elaine and her knowledge and her work ethic that she's at this point.
And she's just getting better. Listen, I'm still.
The women's 200 is going down. You have Christine Mboma, you have Addie Snyder, you have Elaine Thompson, you have Gabby Thomas.
Who breaks it?
Elaine.
Who's the dark horse?
Gabby. One thing that no. I rescind that because we saw what happened at the Olympics. It's Mboma. Yeah. I was gonna go Gabby, but if she gets dog walked again, because Mboma just comes down, she arms playing boogity.
Hey, listen, came down like a bad habit, dog. Like
a rabid dog.
Dog. That was crazy.
Man,
there's some records, and I know we're getting a little bit off topic, and so for those, this is just track talk, so we will get off topic and everything. There's a couple records. I think the women's 800 is in jeopardy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Listen,
Healy Hodgkinson, Athing Mo, Raven Rogers.
Athing Mo. Listen. I'm gonna say this. I don't care. Nobody's beating Athing Mo this year. Nobody in any race.
Except at Milrose. Milrose, because she bowed out. But after that, nobody.
Yes.
400, 800, whichever one she decides to do, it's over.
I would love to see her and Sydney McLaughlin race in an open 4. I think that we're talking about Rod Benjamin and Grant Holloway going 101. Athing Mo, Sydney McLaughlin, 400, $2 million, take it or leave it. Open 400.
That would be a good title fight.
I'm going, I don't know.
I'm going Athing.
I'm going her too, yeah.
Because, bro, just look at the 4x4 splits. Like Sydney, I think she went 50 and Athing went 48. So.
But she went 48 easy. And I think, I want to say Sydney has gone 48 before.
I think 49, she's gone 49, 48.
49, 48, and her running style is just effortless. But we talk about Grant Holloway. I'm telling you, that is if we're having a premier, I would love that. So if we had to have 5 premier events in Eugene, either in Eugene or in London, because I want to go, visit that stadium in London. I think we're going, obviously, Grant Holloway and Rye Benjamin.
Yep, 200-meter hurdles.
In the 200. Warholm and Michael Norman in the open 400. Yeah. Or Stephen Gardner, because I think somebody that has a kick. I would even venture to say Fred Curley. I'd put him in the mix.
How about I wager you this? Let's go Noah Lyles.
Okay.
Fred Curley, Michael Norman, and Kenny Bednarik in a 300. 200 guys come down, 400 guys go up. Meet in the middle.
Ooh.
Meet in the middle. Bring our best 200 guys. Arian Knighton, throw him in there.
I was going to say, put him in there.
Put Arian in there. Have our 200 versus 400. Because that 300 meters is all out sprint.
I'm going Noah Lyles.
Okay. No, that's actually a very solid pick, because he's one of those guys. He can run a 44. Like, 44.8, 45 flat.
Noah Lyles, if you watch some of his races, specifically the ones that he lost, you're just sitting there saying, if this was a 250 or even a 225, he would have came back and walked him down. And that is tough because I got to go Lyles, but Norman and Curly are meant for those races. Specifically, I feel it's good. It's got, for me, it's Norman or Lyles. I don't know how you could put Kenny G, or yeah, you call him Kung Fu Kenny. I call him Kenny G. I don't know how you can put him in there. I think he would get dusted.
Did you not see Kenny at the Golden Games? He was leading to 300 against Michael Cherry. Now, from 300 to 400, that boy fell like a rock.
That's what I'm saying.
To 300, he can roll.
Well, I also saw him.
Bednarik is a 19.7 200-meter runner. Like, he is no joke.
But his strength is in the front half of the race, not the back half. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I think it's between Noah Lyles and Fred Curley. Because Fred Curley is stronger than Michael Norman.
Oh, well, we're about to talk about that in a minute now. I agree with that. Well, okay.
And Fred Curley is he faster though? I'm not sure if he's faster than Michael Norman because Michael Norman has run 9.86. Fred's gone what, 9.84? So Fred might be slightly faster, but they're very comparable in the 100. But for the 200, Fred's gone 19.7 and Michael Norman's only gone 19.8.
It depends on the Michael Norman. If it is 43-45 Michael Norman, then I got him.
This is his fastest 200-meter opener ever.
So
that he just did. So
I'm gonna go with Norman. So I'm gonna stick with it's gonna be Lyles and Norman. I'm gonna stick with Lyles, but if number 2 is Norman, number 3 is Curly. Love Fred Curly. You know, I'm with an Agent 42.
That's one man I do not bet against this year. That man is on a mission. I do not want to have to eat any Fred Curly crow because of last year. Last year I ate all the crow I could take. I was like, nope, not picking against this man.
That's like drinking the last drop of beer or the last fizz of soda. That's backwash. I'm not doing it either. I'm like, dog, if you want to say 18 phase 4, whatever, man.
I believe it.
So let me ask you this, because we talked about it earlier. Is him running fast this early a problem?
No. Here's why.
Okay, yeah.
Because who normally wins at the end of the year? The guy who runs the fastest and his coach knows what they're doing, or the one who has to keep building. Like Fred Curly is polishing right now. The car is already built. Like Usain Bolt, he would come out and run a world lead and he would still win the Olympics. Like, you want to be fast out of the gate. So you're like, hey, I'm ahead of all these people in my development. I can be working on the little things while they're still trying to develop, the front half or the back half of their race. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to run fast early, because if you literally say, okay, he ran fast, I'm going to reload his body, put stress on his body again, and then unload, he's going to run fast regardless, because that's how you peak, is loading and unloading. So he's running fast now, probably loaded. So once he unloads, you automatically get faster. So in the weight room, they're going to taper off. They'll probably go somewhere maybe like 70% of the max, doing click stuff with the bar, maybe even 60%, just working on bar movement. And so when you go from the different phases of training, like it's pretty smooth once you learn the science behind it. Really, the burnout happens when either you peak for the wrong thing or that athlete's base wasn't set up properly to where they could execute for this long. So it's not an issue with them running fast. It's an issue of, okay, my training cycles needs to be adjusted.
I disagree. But let me say, in Curly's case, I don't know yet. They're like, this is just general question. And he could vary, because there are exceptions to the rule. I think about Justin Gatlin. sticking with the sprints. Justin Gatlin in May was running 9.74, and you could have sworn he was about to pop off a 9.65 with the way he was going. But as the season progressed, especially when it was showtime for Bolt, because here's the thing about Bolt never really started like the season, crazy early. I remember, I think it was 2013. I think he started running like a 10.09, and then eventually got to the point where he ran a 9, whatever it was.
7.96.
Yeah, 9.7, that area. 19. I think he won Worlds running 1963.
Yeah.
But eventually, like it progressed. I, as a coach, I used to teach, my throwers, like, listen, I'm more, we have to go, like, I didn't let them spin the first meet of the season because, I just needed to see where they were. And if I see that you're exerting too much into the throws and it may hurt you in the back end, I will, withhold it, and let's work on the technique. That way you don't hurt yourself, and, make sure that you're, not mentally burning out and everything. I think it just depends on the athlete, because you see it every year in track and field. Like, I remember Michael Norman, started 43.4, and then,
get injured,
and then he got hurt and stuff like that. So it just kind of, but what it does is it builds this expectation, because every time that Michael Norman stepped on the track that year, it was world record.
I break the world record.
World record. Another guy who, I've seen, Wade Van Niekerk, he started out, and he's both an exception, and somebody who may not have, started out running, because Wade, listen, I look at some of those meets, Wade was starting out in the 46s, 45s, in certain meets earlier in the year. Bam, next thing you know, where the heck did 43.03 come from and stuff? I think it depends on the athlete. And Fred, I can't bet against him. Granted, another thing we don't know, I don't know what events he's going to run. I think that's, so you think he's he's done?
He has DM'd me. I can pull it up now. He was running the 1 and the 2. He's not running the 4.
I want to see him run the 4.
He'll run the 4 a couple times, but for Worlds, it's the 1 and 2. That's the focus.
Wow. Breaking news. Gosh, Lee. Fred, you need to come on the show. You need to answer my DM when I freaking sent you a message. So
Fred is sometimes fickle.
Oh my gosh. But so that changes everything. So I asked you this when you came on the show. Mm-hmm. And at some point, we're going to do a Wings and Hot Take episode. It's supposed to be next Sunday, but I'm covering a big district meet. And so it's probably not good to eat fried chicken going into 90 degrees and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Then who's your top 3 in the 200? So let me ask you this one question. Are there any runners from other countries that make the stand?
Andre DeGrasse.
He's not making a stand this year.
Yes, he is. He is. He's
over
on,
who? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have some respect.
Andre DeGrasse always gets a medal.
He shows up. He shows up. So I'm gonna have some respect.
He always gets a medal. Like
that. Okay. Who's the 2?
I think because there's gonna be a crowd. I'm going Noah 1. And I know Coach J. Dot, and I know Arian. Him running, I think he went 10.06. Tom Jones beating Noah.
10.04.
It's so hard because I'm tossing up between him and Fred, because I don't think here's my USA 200 top 3. So of course, no Lyles, Arian, I'm going with Fred over Kenny Big Bear. So that is tough. Because
you want me to give you? You want me to give you mine? You want me to give you mine to start? Area 9 gold medalist.
Oh.
Noah Lyles, silver medalist. Andre DeGrasse, bronze.
So I think Noah's pissed off with the bronze medal he got last year.
And he should be, yeah.
And I think Noah is faster than Arian at this point. I don't think Arian is going to run. I think Noah's going to run like 19.4 this year. I think Arian can run 19.6, 19.5. Like Noah's going to do something crazy in 200 because he was supposed to do it last year and he choked. Let's just be honest, he choked. So I've got him going absolutely nuts. I don't think he'll break the American record of Michael Johnson, but he'll be
close.
He'll essentially better his number 2 time because he's his 1950 is number 2 in American history. So I think he'll go 19.4. I think Fred, you know what? I'm actually, it's so tough between, because Arian is too good to me to not get a medal. But Fred is like on a mission. He's going to medal in both. But Andre always gets a medal. So one of these things is going to have to break. And Arian got 4th last year. I know Coach J. Dot, he's a different animal, man. Coach J. Dot is a beast, Arian's coach. So I know for him, he's going to break it down and analyze all of his competitors, tell him, hey, J. Dot, his whole mantra, you can beat me once, but that second time, he's going to get you. So you give him another shot. I think Arian's actually going to get 3rd, so I think Andre will be 4th because I think Andre might actually win the 100. Yeah, so I'm going with a Team USA sweep. Andre, yes, no, I'm serious. Like in the last year, he was running 19.7, win 8. I'm telling you, it's going to be, here's the 100-meter podium right now. Marcel Jacobs, right? Andre DeGrasse, Fred Curley. That's your podium. Change the order however you want. Christian Coleman is not getting a medal this year. I'm sorry.
I agree with
Marvin Bracey, Marvin Bracey is not going to get a medal, but he'll be in the final. And those are my 3, and I'm sticking to it. Because Andre showed me something last year. He won. He won at Prefontaine last year, 9.7. So he knows the track, and he's run fast at this track. So to think that he's not going to come back at a world championships where he always gets medals.
Who was in that race, though? Who was in that race, if you remember?
Michael Norman, Avon Gillespie, Justin Gatlin. Who else was in there? Kyrie King. Noah didn't run that one.
No, he ran the 200 because listen, you were there.
Yeah,
you were standing there with me, you, the Potts brothers, and Noah watched the 100 race. And Noah said he was getting back in the 100 when he looked at the time. So yes, so let's just call it what it is. Nobody in that race. No disrespect to anybody that you just named. No disrespect to them at all. Mm-hmm. I think here's my podium. I got Jacobs. For whatever reason, he just decided just to start balling out, and I can't be mad at it. I got him. I got Trayvon Bromell.
Trayvon's not getting the medal.
I think this is the year. I think this
we said that last year.
I know we've said it every year. I still think this is the year. All he needs to do in this
Trayvon, here's my issue with Trayvon. Trayvon will go and run 9.7 at a meet in like Nairobi or a Diamond League. Come playoff time, he turns into James Harden. Rick. Rick. I mean, how many medals does he? He has 1 medal. He has an indoor 60. That's it. Indoor 60-meter medal.
I mean, you have to come from like that. Dang.
I mean, but
playoff Harden, that's a different kind of
man. Manu Ginobili coming up behind him, taking his lunch.
Oh my gosh, man!
But I mean, think about it. Harden, he pulls up gimpy half the time, like he was hurt last year with the Nets. It seemed like Trayvon got hurt at the Olympics last year, right? He wasn't the same Trayvon that we were seeing at trials and everything. So You know, he got that bone spur trying to run the 4x1 and fell over at Rio.
Yeah.
So I think the comparison is pretty apt because they're superstars and they should be champions, but they're not right now. So just like this might be the year for James Harden with the 76ers with Joel Embiid, it might be the year for Trayvon, but history tells me it's not going to be.
I'm gonna hold out hope. I'm gonna say he gets on the stand. I'm Trayvon, you gotta do it for me. You gotta do
Fred's
it. Fred's
gonna take that boy's lunch money. I'm sorry.
No, Fred, listen, here's the thing. It will be, in my opinion, it will be Jacobs, it will be Romel, and it will be Fred. The order.
Oh no, Andre's getting a medal in the 100 at least. If I left him out of the 200, but he's getting a medal now. We're gonna run this back.
Run it back.
Rounds.
Run it back, Turbo.
At Worlds, we're gonna replay this video, and I will be vindicated, bearing no injuries or anything like that.
Okay, well, we're gonna have a hot take episode prior to, even though we're dropping some serious ones. DeGrasse is not making mad love for him in the 100. No. I think Curly. I think Curly could win it. I think the winner.
I won't pick my winner until after the rounds. Once I see how they're running in the rounds, then I'll pick my winner.
Curly's a gamer.
Yeah, so he shows up in the fourth quarter. He's like the LeBron of track and field right now. If he gets it going, he's gonna sink him.
That's fair. I like to compare it to my dog Caleb Love pre Kansas. But okay, we're gonna revisit that. But back to college. Now that it's fresh on my mind, and then we'll touch on a little high school. Then we'll get on up out of here. Florida am I wrong to say they could surprise some people in NCAAs because they have
ain't surprising me. I saw who they added during the offseason. Add Ja'Cory Patterson, add Champion Allison. Like we knew Florida was gonna challenge it. And here we were thinking last year North Carolina A&T was gonna get it, and then Florida puts together the super team.
Yes.
Like
A&T is still a threat. A&T is still a threat. A threat. I didn't say it was going to win it, but I can't count those boys out.
They smoking that Aggie pack.
They can
that
smoke.
Aggie pack is going to hit hard at
NCAAs.
I'm man. There, pack them up. Put them in the pack. They in that zone. They out of it. No one is touching them. They can. Here's
no one.
Florida is. No one. Not even Georgia. No one. Only way Florida gets beat, they have a bad first leg or they drop a stick. That's the only way. If Florida has a great first leg, there's no way you are getting them. So that's the only way. Like Georgia would have to put Matthew Bowling like they normally do on first leg.
And so we're talking 4x4, right?
Yeah, we're talking 4x4.
So just so everybody know, we're talking the 4x4.
Yes. But if Florida hands off the stick in first, it's over. Like you're not catching them. I'm sorry. I don't care if you have Randolph Ross. Champion Allison just split 43-7. Like,
but who was he following?
Grant Holloway.
Mm-hmm. So here's my thing. If they listen, I want to see what they do without a 257 to lead off of. That's all I want to see. No disrespect, no hate, but as competing.
Hey, Dom, here's the thing though. They did it in April. NCAAs isn't until June. So
it don't matter.
You automatically know that time's gonna go down. So
no. Remember when Florida ran 259? Was it 259 or 250? Yeah, 259. With Armand Hall running down Karen Clement.
That was like 2013-ish.
2014.
2014. Okay. Round there.
How much lower did they go?
Stayed right there.
I'm just saying. That's all I want to see. And I'm not down Holloway, Coach Mike. I think
Coach Mouse is a dope. Like Coach
on the Mount Rushmores, he's up there. the Bobby Kersey's and the Francis and all of those.
And the John Smith.
And the John Smith, he's up there. But listen, I think.
You think that was their peak?
I don't know. If they come back and they run like a 3 or a 301. Now let me say this. If they're just playing, like if it's just, I want to say not an important meet, but if it's a meet where they don't have to put their best effort, then I'm not paying attention to that. But I'm saying what happens when they get pushed.
At the end of an NCAA championship, when all the money's on the line, when it's them versus Texas.
Texas could win the team championship.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on in Austin with Coach Flo and everything.
Coach Flo knows.
That is, and it's with Coach Flo is incredible, but I gotta give props to Kentucky because I didn't know how they would look post him. They balling,
man. Shout out to my guy Miles. That's one of my teammates back at Texas State. He's at Kentucky right now. He made the SEC final in the 60. That's my guy. We used to practice down in League City off season. He's there at Kentucky. He knows. He sees Alexis Holmes. He sees Abby Steiner, Lance Lang. Like he's a part of that group. He's a graduate transfer. So Kentucky's for real. I got an inside scoop there, man. Excellent coaching.
So let me just what is a storyline you're kind of looking to, or just in general, not just college, but just something that you're interested in that you want to pay attention to in any event? Especially after the start of this season, after what we've seen.
I think the women's 100 meters is going to be very, very interesting. Because Sha'Carri has yet to run this year. There are rumors flying around she's not even training. Elaine, like you said, just ran 10.8. The women are the marquee right now. Like, the guys, we're excited, but everyone wants to see, is Elaine finally going to break FloJo's record this year? Shelly Ann, she's always looking to beat Elaine in anything. So Shelly Ann, still in her prime in her 30s. So I think the women's 100 meters, but even on top of that, the women's 200 is going to be crazy. Dina Asher-Smith, returning world champion in 200. You have Kambunji from Switzerland. She's looking excellent right now. And the 200, I feel like, is one of her stronger events as well. Elaine Thompson, Gabby Thomas, Christine Mboma, Abby Steiner. Like, the women's 200 field might even be more loaded than the 100. Yeah. So women's sprints is the storyline to me, along with Fred Crook. So whichever, event Fred's running at any meet, look out for the mean mug Fred face. Whenever he crosses that line, if you see that face, I tried to tell you on my video, you see that face, it's over.
Night. Oh, man.
You got destroyed. If Fred is ever mean mugging, bruh, you better put your head down. You don't want to make eye contact. That's a different breed right there.
And I'm interested in, can we finally put together a compatible 4x1? Because
we did in 2019, but
now here's the thing. There's no excuse for us to not have the world record at this point. I mean, the talent is there.
Yeah.
The talent is there. You have a closer in Noah Lyles. You could put Curly. He's so versatile. You can put him anywhere. Heck, put Michael Norman there. Michael Norman runs a 986. So you have guys who can start, Bromell.
Here's our issue. We lost our team anchor in Justin Gatlin on second leg. He always held it together. He did. And Gatlin has been on those top U.S. teams every single time. And who do you stick on second leg? Because it's literally the most important leg outside of probably the first leg. Christian Coleman's going to do his thing. We put him on second last year, though, and it really didn't go that well. Fred's not really a second. Second, like, preferably someone like Trayvon, because you want Coleman out of the blocks, right? Because Trayvon, he will get out of there. But I think you stick. Here's my lineup. Here's my pretend lineup. Oh, hold up. I forgot.
Ronnie Baker.
Makai Williams. Get off there, Trayvon. Makai. Put Makai on that second. Yes.
This year.
Did you not see? Yes.
Will he have you tell me he gonna have enough energy to handle business at the end of June after running indoor? Now we just talked about
he's not making the 100 team. He's gonna be okay. He's strictly going to be a relay guy. He is not making the 100-meter team. We know that.
Oh, so you're telling me he will finish in the top 6? Listen.
Oh yeah.
He ran 983, win-aided.
He went 992 last year without wins.
Okay. That's a stretch. I don't know. I think I hear what you're saying.
The second leg is so it's so important, but no one's like, there's no name that pops out where it's just immediately like, oh yeah, they're my second leg. Because all the other legs I've got figured out. You stick Fred on third, he is going to tear that curve up. You leave no other anchor, no one is catching him, and you put Coleman on first, he's our best starter. Just like you saw what happened last year. We put Trayvon on first, we were in the hole, and then Trayvon gets hawked down by China. So
I understand them putting Bromell first because of his start.
Because he was at the Olympics, though, you saw he wasn't really running like that. So why did you stick him at first? You know? So Coleman's gonna be first because he's back. Fred at third. He's just a dog. Like third leg, that's where they put Johan Blake. You put crackheads at third leg. Like Tyson Gay.
That third leg 2012 was one of the best I've ever seen. He was like Donnie from the Wild Thornberrys running Tyson Gay down, man. That was
he made Tyson Gay look slow, which is crazy. So Fred at third is great because I don't want Fred as my anchor. I think I just need someone just a little bit,
You need Noah. No, you need Noah. That's his. He built
turns
for
it up.
Anchor.
Yes.
Let me ask you this.
We have to figure out the second leg. Who would you put?
There's 3 people that sticks out to me. I do not think. So who was your guy that you said you would put 2? Trayvon?
Either Trayvon, Makai, or who else could we put? I don't think Arian's ready for the relay yet.
Dang, I was thinking him. But that is more long term.
Yeah.
So here's
Go ahead.
Ronnie Baker. What about him?
He's not having the greatest season right now. Let's just be honest.
It's early.
He would be great if he was like, he would be the optimum fit. Like maybe he'll have it turned around by Worlds. But as of right now, I can't really count on him. If he was there though, perfect fit. Like Ronnie Baker is the exact person you want to run second leg. Just like if we so let's rework the Tokyo team, right? If we put Fred at third, put Ronnie at second, I don't think that fumble happens, right? Mm-hmm. You don't put Cravon on the team. You swap, get Cravon out here. Swap Cravon with Makai or somebody, and then I think that team does make it through. Because I think those legs are a more natural fit. So I definitely think Ronnie is an excellent choice, but I don't know if he's going to be quick enough.
Okay. So there's 3 names that's coming to mind outside of Ronnie. And I'm going to name them. You tell me what you think. Marvin Bracey.
Oh yeah. Perfect. That's it. Okay. I forgot. Perfect.
That's why I'm saying
perfect.
Your boy from Oregon, Williams, is not going to make the team.
Yeah, and I completely forgot about Bracey.
Because
Marvin, please don't come and stalk me out. I know you're the Black Air Force guy, the track and field. Please don't stop me out.
Listen.
Oh, that's it. That's the team.
Let me tell you something. Marvin
is not on the team. It is a highway robbery. if USATF or Nike gets in the way, putting Cravon's sorry self on that 4x1, I am going to rage quit. If they put Michael Rogers on there, I'm going to rage quit. I know Mike has done good things, but now, Mike, this ain't your team. Christian Coleman, to Marvin Bracey, to Fred Curley, to Noah Lyles. Perfect.
The other two, I was thinking, Kung Fu Kenny.
Nope. He's prelims.
And I know this is odd. Michael Norman.
Prelims. Both of them, put them in the prelim. As the other guys run the 100 rounds, they'll get us through. So let's come up with a prelim squad then. So let's say
you actually have to
final.
You have to cross Norman out because of the 4x4. Because that's not going to work. So Norman's out.
Because he would be doing the 400, 4x4, and then 4x1 prelims. I don't think that's too much.
It depends on
how it's scheduled.
Yeah. So the prelim. So I'm thinking.
Because the prelim team can be completely different. But the thing is, you don't want to mess around. We have a lot of guys on USA. So let's say the four we just picked aren't on the prelim team. So we have to do 4 new people. Who are we picking? I say Trayvon.
Then you will have to Kung Fu Kenny. It will have to be Arian Knighton.
Arian. Yeah. And then
they would have to put one from the final on. So honestly, I think they would. Ooh, that's tough. I think they would.
Which leg do you stick them on? Maybe Marvin. Have Marvin run first leg for the prelim and have him run second leg for the final. So go Marvin to Trayvon to Arian to Kung Fu Kenny.
I think that will work. Ooh, Kung Fu Kenny ain't.
Is Kung Fu Kenny an anchor though? That's the thing.
No,
because I don't think Arian's an anchor. I don't.
Arian can close. He can close, but I don't know if he. I think for a prelim, I put him in. But Kung Fu Kenny is running a turn. Yeah.
Let's go Bracey to
Ramel to Kung Fu Kenny.
Well, in fact, hold on. Let's actually stick because Kung Fu Kenny has run 9.86 in the 100 just straight. So
and he's good off the turn.
He is, but
he's good off the turn.
I think to optimize the team, we can sacrifice his optimum for like a 95% straight.
That's fair.
So Bracey to Kung Fu Kenny to Arian to Trayvon. Because Trayvon was going to anchor in 2016, right? Well, I think Trayvon's a really good anchor. So
wild card, Ronnie Baker.
Yeah.
Wild card. Yep. So where would he fit in? I didn't like him running third. I did not like him running third. I just
Ronnie is either a first or a second leg.
To me, he's a second. Okay. So USA Track and Field. We just gave you the blueprint.
Don't mess it up. Don't give them a coach 2 days before and then expect us to go out there and break the world record. Like, bro.
I'm not gonna lie.
Get them all in the camp. Tell them, hey, you are our pool of third legs.
Yes.
Practice it. You are our pool of anchor legs. Practice it. You are our first legs. Practice it. Or be like, hey, you're the first and seconds, you're thirds and fourths. That's all we're going to practice. So it doesn't matter who they're getting the stick from. They know I'm running third, I'm running anchor. They know I'm running first, I'm running second. So that way you can have a little bit of leeway and change around, but they practice it where they know either I'm going to lead off, I'm going to be second. Don't be coming up in here, throwing something at the wall and just thinking it'll stick. We're going to end up like we did in Tokyo again, on our face, embarrassed, losing to China.
Listen, China, Japan, they may not have the foot speed.
USA.
They may not have the foot speed, but man,
they can get the stick around.
That system that they have.
They have 10-0 guys. Just don't think they ain't slow. They got 10-0 guys. But I never want to see Cravon getting hawked down again by Ghana, by South Africa, Brazil, and by China.
Oh my God.
Bro. Cravon, I may never forgive you for that. I love you, Cravon, but I can't. You hurt me.
It can't happen in Eugene. That's the thing. It cannot happen in Eugene.
Bro, if they don't get out of the prelims in Eugene, they will get booed off the track. That'll be an ugly sight, and I'll be throwing tomatoes.
We can't. Are you gonna be there?
We'll see. Hopefully, save us some checks.
We praying.
Man, like, someone give me a media pass. If any media people are watching this, get your boy a media pass. I will give you excellent content.
2 media passes for exclusive interviews, exclusive shows like this. If you want behind the scenes interviews and stuff like that, and all you got to do is pay the hotel. We'll find our way to get food and get to the place. We just need a place to stay and media pass.
Pay for the flight, pay for the hotel.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the flight.
Yeah,
so if anybody wants to
be like,
if anybody wants to sponsor us, MJP TV Lactic Acid is listen.
Hey, put us in one room, we'll figure it out.
Listen, I'll sleep in the tub if I have to. I don't even care. Like I said, just to be in Eugene. I would love to see Wallace Spearman be the relays coach or Carmelita Jeter. I think they need that energy. I think they need that energy. I don't think USA Track and Field, how do I say this nicely? That makes the most sense. So much so that I do not think USA is going to do it. Because Carl Lewis should be the permanent relay coach, and then he should have some people that he could train underneath him, or somebody like a Michael Johnson or somebody who knows what they're doing.
Carl Lewis is perfect because he was on those teams, because the USA didn't start messing up probably until 2000.
Yeah.
2000, like the turn of the millennium, we just forgot how to run the 4x1. We were kicking ass for like 50 years. Then we just goofed. So
2012 we was balling out. Then all those had to get disqualified because of drugs.
2008, 2004, 2000.
What about Doc Patton?
Yeah, Doc would be a good choice. I know he's up there in the DFW area still, so I'm not sure if he'd be interested, but he would be another good pick.
My last thing I'm looking forward to the throws. Valerie Allman is killing it in the discus right now, just breaking all sorts of records. I think she's going to be the next world record holder. And then the men's shot put. Who's going to take down Ryan Krauser? That's what I want to know. I don't know who it's going to be. There's certainly we have some
Joe Kovacs. I mean,
Tom Walsh, dog. We were supposed to arm wrestle at pre, and I could not find you after. So we got to make that happen.
Stuck in the smoke, Tom.
Yes, we got to make that happen. You came over to the tent and took the table, and I was like, let's arm wrestle. You're like, okay, after the meet. I couldn't find you, Tom. We got to make that happen, man. We got to make that happen. I'm just a walking L at this point, but still, got to make it happen. We got to make it happen. Man, who you want to shout out before we get off this thing, especially high school track and fields around really, we're rounding into top gear here in Florida. District start this week, starting the state tournament. I know Texas, you guys are starting to, I think you guys are closer to the off season or the
so district postseason was last week. Area is going to be this Thursday. And then next week it'll be regionals, week break, and then state. So we're hitting the final stretch of high school week. So really shout out to, my top guys at Summer Creek, Malcolm Washington. Get my man a scholarship. Like, this guy runs 48.2 in the 400. He splits 47. I think he went 47.5 this year. He's going to be running 47 open. He's going to be splitting 46 by the time we get to the summer. So you might as well sign him now. He's already run the open time. Get my guy nice scholarship, 40%, 50%. He is very deserving. Get my guy a scholarship. Shout out my guy, Darius Ramey. He's just a limitless pool of just greatness. Like, Ramey is one of those. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes sub 150 in the 800 this year, or if he runs 44 in the open 400. Like, he's that great. Like, he already split 45.8 at Texas Relays. So, also a big shout out to my guy, Chris Brinkley, Fort Bend Marshall, #1 in the country in the 300-meter hurdles. I think he has a shot to break the state record this year at the state meet and to go sub 36 in the 300 hurdles. So look out for him. Then for my other Fort Bend Marshall guys, Jonathan Howard, man, this guy, he's one of those kids where he was a project and now he's just dominating. Like he went 21-4 PR in district. He's going to be a 20-point runner going to Sam Houston. Like he's one of those stories where I'm going to tell people, man, you know, you can come in, you can run 23, 24, and if you put the work in, man, you can be that guy, you know. And then for my last shout out, my guy Cam, my freshman, I know he's coming off an injury. He's going to be on the 4x1 and the 4x2. Look out for him. Look out for Fort Bend Marshall for the 5A state championship. I think they're going to get it. Wow.
Okay, big talk. I don't have too many shout outs right now. There's a lot of things going on in Florida, but one I got to give, and I just saw his time. I wasn't able to go to the Florida Relays, and I'm going to mess your name up. I am so sorry. Zaire Nuridin from Mount Verde Academy in Clearmont's about 45 minutes between, 30 to 45 minutes away from Orlando. He is a junior, dropped a 45.78 in the open 400 as a junior. So that's different kind of crazy. Looking forward to covering his meet out at Lake Highland Prep, district. I don't know what they're feeding these kids, but the times just keep dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping in every event. Obviously, you know about the distance, aspect, what they're doing out in Newberry Park, running 147s like it's hot coffee out there, man. Utter dominance. It's so crazy, man, just from, when we were in school. And here's the thing, when I was, quick story, Marvin Bracey. So Marvin Bracey went to school about 8 minutes. He went to Boone, I went to TFA. And so they used to come to, to our track. His coach, Ricky Argro, who's the sprint coach at Florida State, he actually took over TFA the year after I graduated, and that's when they started winning state championships. And Tiana Daniels, she, went to the school, I went to as well. Mm-hmm. Those are the people that, like, Marvin, like, pulled his hamstring in the state championship meet and still won 100. And so now, he ran 10:05, and these kids are like pressing 9. This is crazy, man.
Kids running 45. Like, I remember you used to be fast if you could run 47 or 400. You run 47 now, it's like, oh, that's cute. Like, you ain't gonna be top 10 in the nation though.
You in the nation, in some places, depending on the classification, you may not even, make it. Like, you may not even get top 5 at state.
Yeah, like you can run a 47 in state, you'll get 6.
I mean, dude, there's a kid goes to Boone High School, ran a 46.9 football player, and it's not even like the top 10 in the country, or even, I think it's top 10 in the state. But man, it is just crazy. But listen, we had a lot of fun. We're gonna get up out of here. Matt, where can they find you, bro?
Hey, y'all, follow me on Instagram at MJPTV0. Check out all of my content in full. Follow me or subscribe to me on YouTube, MJPTV. Premium track and field content. Hey.
It is elite level content. Cinema style. Yeah. Pretty much Matt makes movies out of the greatest sport in track and field, and it's definitely something that you need to see. Again, you can follow us both on FanHub TF. That's where this episode and a few paragraphs above it will be posted, in addition to the Lactic Acid YouTube channel. Matt, like I said, I'll send you the file and we will get this out there. We will do this again. I appreciate you guys listening. And if you have any tips, questions, suggestions, or any topics that you want us to cover next time, hit us up in our respective platforms. Hit me up at DomSmith_news. Reach out on Instagram, Lactic Acid Podcast, Twitter, Lactic Acid _pod, or shoot me an email at lacticacidpodcast@gmail.com, and we will be sure to answer those. Until next time, peace.